happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and I'm super excited that you're joining me today in my CreativeLeeYours studio. We're going to do a little bit of paper crafting today. So let me double check and make sure I'm in the correct Facebook group and that I can see your comments as people pop in. I'm a few minutes early, so you just never know what I'm up to, right? So, all right. Hopefully we'll start to see some people pop in. I am in the correct group. So great. All right. So what are we going to do today? Oh, hey, Jennifer. So glad you're here today. All right. So I've got something fun for you today. Well, I think it's fun, right? I think you'll think it's fun too. So we are going to make a super cool card using our paper scraps. Do you save all kinds of paper scraps? I don't save as many as I used to. I used to save every little nook and cranny because I didn't want anything to go to waste, but I had to let some of that go. But today's card's perfect for all those little bitty scraps. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create this card here. So this whole background is with little paper strips, and then we've got a little die cut element on the front and an embossed sentiment. And on the inside, we've just got bringing in some layers to the inside to kind of tie the design in without adding stamping on the inside. I wanted to leave this nice and clean and simple. So I hope that you're going to love this one. So we are featuring the artistically inked stamp set and die bundle. I'll show you that in just a moment. For this project today, fast and easy. And Dana and I don't know if you saw, our next Creative Escape, Blue Ridge Stampin' Creative Escape is happening soon. It's this month. Yay! June finally is here. But registration ends this week, right? I think Saturday. Saturday? Yes, Saturday is your last day to register for the Stampin' Escape. You don't want to miss it. I'll move my head and you can see a sneak peek maybe of a few projects hanging behind me. Yes. So Dana and I did a sneak peek video. If you missed that, you can see that on my YouTube channel or on my blog or right here on Facebook, and catch that and get a glimpse of the projects. We've got a wonderful set of bonus projects as well. It's sure to be lots and lots of fun. So I hope that you will decide to join us. So, all right, let's get to crafting. So let me switch the video over. Da, da, da. Let's see. Okay. I think I've got the video in the right place. So again, that is the artistically inked stamp set and die bundle. And let me get the comments up on this page as well, so I can see them. Yes. Oh, hey, Mary. Hey, Jean. So glad you're here. And Mary Cook, Mary McKay. I got two Marys. Yay. All right. So this is a gorgeous, gorgeous stamp set. If you've not had a chance to play with this yet, this distinctive mark here is just awesome. I love it. So there's lots of great sentiments in here, and some wonderful images. And then of course you've got the dies, which could be used in conjunction because you've got some images that are die cut out. You can die cut the stamped images. And then you've got a couple of dies that work on their own, which I think are awesome with all the details. So that's what we're doing today is we're grabbing this die here and we're going to use it as our focal point behind our paper scraps. So let me bring the card back in so you can see it one more time before we get too busy here. And so this is literally using a bunch of paper scraps that I had left over. And then it's a fun fold as well. And we brought some color to the inside. No stamping, but this way it leaves us plenty of room to write a nice note to the person that we're going to send it to. And a birthday card. You can always use a birthday card. Of course, you can change your sentiment out to just about anything you want to. I think this is a nice neutral occasions card, all occasions card. All right, so let's get started. Let me slide that over and bring in my first piece. So my first piece that I've got is a piece of basic weight cardstock. I will go back after the video and add the complete supply list and cut dimensions so that you know everything that you need to order to recreate this project and exactly what your cut dimensions are to recreate it as well. So I'll go back and add that after the video. Facebook has kind of changed some things, so it won't allow me to add that much text before I go live. So, all right. So this piece is 2.5 by 10 7/8. I found leaving it the full 11-inch length was just a little too long. So we're going to fold that in half and take our bone folder and give that a nice crease. That's important when you're dealing with a fun fold. I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet because that's handy dandy. And I'm going to start by adding some adhesive to this sheet. Now you could use an adhesive sheet and just cover the whole thing. You could use liquid glue if you prefer, but I am going to use Stamp and Seal. Let me grab it. Of course, I grabbed it off my table. So I'm just going to put Stamp and Seal all over. So I'm going to go to the edges. It's part of the reason I'm using the silicone craft sheet because this can get a little bit messy, but I want it to go all the way to that edge because I want to hold those strips down really well. Great. So I'm just going along all 4 sides of the front of this layer. Great. Now, if you want to put a little strip in the middle, you can. I don't know that you need it, but it's fine. It doesn't hurt anything. So that is going to be the front. And then I've got all these little paper scraps. So let's see, what colors do I have? I have some Just Jade, some Bermuda Bay, soft Seafoam, Shaded Spruce. So let's see if I can move this up a little bit so I can get you in the camera here. There's another soft Seafoam. Here's some Balmy Blue, some Garden Green. So I just pulled in different shapes, some Pool Party, some different shades of greens. There's some more Just Jade and Bermuda Bay. We'll just kind of sort these out. A little bit of Pear Pizazz. So I just pulled some colors that I thought would look nice together. There's some Coastal Cabana, a little bit lighter there. And just grabbed some strips, right? Some little paper strips. All right, and so we are just going to simply, now that we've got our adhesive down, we're just going to simply lay these down, and this goes super, super quick and easy, right? All right, so the order you go in does not matter. You can use whatever colors you want to use in whatever order you want to use them. Now, you could straddle across both sides. You could cut each and every one of these to length first if you wanted. Like I said, I've got some scraps here. So I didn't cut them to length. So I'm just going to let it hang off an edge there. So a little Shaded Spruce. Let's add a little Garden Green strip. And these are about 1/4 inch wide. And I think I have 21 of them. But, you know, you can do any width that you want, and you could vary the widths. Like maybe some are wider than others. That would change the look that it creates as well. So I'm just laying these right down into the adhesive. Little Pear Pizazz. All right, let's add some Just Jade. I keep putting my fingernail in it, so it keeps sticking on the side here. Some more Shaded Spruce. So super fast and easy, really. Just don't think about it so much. Just lay these down. All right, let's go ahead and start switching into our blues. We'll add a little Pool Party. There we go. And some Bermuda Bay. Great. And let's pull in a Coastal Cabana. And a Balmy Blue. Now, you could make the design the same going in from top to bottom and like a repeat, I guess you could say, of the pattern. But I didn't do that. I just kind of laid down whatever I felt like putting down next, right? You could add in more colors. You could do fewer colors. It's really whatever, you know. Quick and easy, famous last words, overthink it. Don't overthink it. The less you think about it, probably the better it turns out, right? This is just one of those things that if you've got all these little strips, like designer paper would work fabulously with this as well. But just take these little strips, decide what colors you want to use. You could keep them in the same color family. You could make it all kinds of crazy colors. It really doesn't matter. You could make it a rainbow. You could, you know, take all the bold brights or all the soft subtles and mix and match. So all kinds of things that you could do with this. Let's see, another Shaded Spruce. All right, let's add another pair. So about 21 strips, I think is what I said, is what I used. And of course, when you get into the bottom, sometimes your little strips aren't exactly straight. They might be a little off kilter a little bit. So look, I'm going to end up with a little bit of white space on this one. I'm okay with that. A little bit of white at the bottom doesn't bother me. If that bothers you, you could space them out just a smidge, or you could cut one a little bit wider to put at the bottom, or, you know, try to put it on something really narrow. Okay, so now I've got this mess I need to cut off this other side. So I'm just going to flip this up and pull out my snips. Yeah, an ombre would be fun. I think that would be awesome. So many things you can do with this. And I'm simply going to clip away. Hopefully I'm in camera and you can see this. Now you could use your paper trimmer if you prefer. I'm just going to clip this away using the guide of the edge of the cardstock. And you know what? I'm going to flip it over. It looks like I've got some crazy stuff going on this edge. It's ever so slight where I didn't get those too terribly straight. So it might have been better to straddle. I think if you cut them the length, you're going to get a little bit of that in and out as well. I think it's okay. It's a handmade card, right? Isn't that cool? Love it. So we'll just scoop all that out. Move that over. I don't need it right now. Oh, it's all sticking to the craft sheet. One of the things I love about that is that you can pull it off super easily. It doesn't matter that you've got glue all over it. So I'm going to keep this out because I'm going to use it again. Let me pull in my card base. So I really kept it simple. So I've got a piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 thick basic white cardstock. And I'm just going to adhere this somewhat centered left to right, top to bottom on that card. So let's grab in our stamp and seal again. And of course you could use liquid adhesive if you prefer. It's entirely up to you and what you want to create. All right, so let's see if I can get this somewhat centered. And I want it all the way up to the top best that I can. And straight if I can. Not always easy to do, especially with a camera, over the top of the camera. So, all right, cool, love it. I'm already in love with it. Let's go ahead and do our inside and then we'll finish the card front. So on the inside, I've got a piece of, let's see, this is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 Coastal Cabana. We're going to lay that down with our stamp and seal. And then we've got a 2 1/8 by 5 1/8 basic white that we're going to put on top as well. Just adds a little color, brings a little design to the inside without it being so plain. So just add that in there real quick. Pop that in. Changes the appearance just a bit. Kind of gives it a finishing touch. All right, and then we'll put our white layer down. Now you could stamp on this if you wanted to. I chose not to. I didn't want to take away from all the fun stuff happening on the front of the card. All right, so next, what did I do with it? All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to use this die right here, this large leaf die, and cut out some thick white. I chose thick white because I wanted this to have a little bit of weight to it, since it's kind of a delicate little item here. So I chose thick white cardstock to cut it out of. And then I'm going to use some liquid adhesive, and I'm not going to place it all over it. So you can see on my original card, I think my leaves are coming up a little bit, and I wanted that. So you could put adhesive sheet on the back of this and put it flat if you'd like, but I like that dimension that it gives a little bit of height to it. So I'm just going to use my liquid glue. Not my favorite glue, right? I know. You know, it has its purpose and it seems like I'm using it more and more. So I'm just going to scribble just a little bit. I want to get the bottom of the leaf and the stem down, but I don't want to put too much glue because this stuff oozes, as you know, right? Now you could use fine tip glue as well. I just find that that dries so quickly that I don't always get my piece down before the glue is dry. So I tend to go liquid glue versus fine tip glue. All right, so we'll find out if that's enough or not. Move that silicone sheet out of the way. And I just got to commit. See, look, so when you put it down, you got to commit. Wherever it lands first is where it needs to be, because otherwise you get glue everywhere and everything gets all sticky. All right, so I'm going to ignore that little boo-boo down there. Later, I'll you can take some baby powder or talc powder and kind of tap it on there, and it will make that adhesive not sticky anymore. If you've got an adhesive eraser, we used to sell those a long time ago. We haven't in a long time, but if you happen to have one, you could take an adhesive eraser. You just want to make sure the adhesive is dry before you try to remove it. Otherwise, it tends to make an even bigger mess. So that's fun. All right, isn't that cool? Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's set this aside and we are going to do our sentiment next. So I've got a little strip of basic black. It is 3 inches by 3/8 of an inch. And I'm bringing in this nice bold happy birthday from the stamp set. Let's bring in our Versamark pad. So this is my ugly Versamark pad. This is one that I've had for a long time, and I've done a lot of different techniques with that one. And that's why it looks so funky. Yeah. Okay, we'll see if we can get this straight. Again, really hard to see with the camera, but we'll see. I don't think I'm straight at all. I'm not. I'm completely crooked. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to flip it over. That might not work well, but we'll see what happens. We'll pick the side that turns out better when I emboss it. Because my strip is so skinny and I've got this camera right in front of me, it's hard to see. Oh, much better on that side. We'll just see how that embosses. I might have a hot mess. Okay, let's bring in our white embossing powder. So this is from our basics powders. And I'm just going to scoop up some white there. Now I'm not even going to look at the back. The back's going to be a mess because it's going to stick to the back as well. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm not looking at it. What I don't know won't hurt me, right? All right, now I've got some tweezers because this is a small piece and we don't want to burn ourselves. So I've got some little craft tweezers my friend Betsy gave me years ago. I still use them. All right, pull out my heat tool and we'll watch the magic as the embossing powder melts. Here we go. Very cool. I love it. Still love it. Yeah, you're still working on your first fine tip glue? Yeah. So I am as well, although I have multiple packages because of having classes and whatnot. And it seems like for whatever reason, my mine gets jammed up and then I have to open a new one and use that lid. So who knows? All right, I'm gonna flip this over. Let's see what the mess we've got on the back. Ah, there's all that messy powder. Some of it melted though because it melted through the cardstock. So it doesn't hurt anything that's on the back. You guys know if you ever were to get a card for me, which if you order from me, you always get a card for me. Or if you're in my Forget Me Not Club, you get cards for me. If you take my classes, you get cards for me. If you ever were to pull apart the cards I send, you never know what you might find underneath because I do stuff like this all the time, right? It's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. So these are just some mini black dimensionals. I could use regular black dimensionals as well, or regular. They don't even have to be black, but I chose black because of the dark cardstock I'm doing here. So I think this will be really nice. And I didn't put them all the way to the end because I'm going to have this hang over and I don't want to adhere it to the card base itself. Let's see. Maybe I want that a little bit lower. Should we go about, let's go right there. Give that a good press. Cute, right? And I love that bold sentiment on there. Looks really nice. That black kind of pops off a little bit. Oh, Jean, thank you so much. I'm glad that you love the cards. It makes me feel good that you do. All right, let's bring in our Artistry Bloom sequins. So I have a whole bunch of open packs, so I threw them in a Ziploc bag. Actually, it's probably a bag from some tear and tape. Let's see. I put the Artistry Blooms paper in there, but I think this is a tear and tape package. Repurposed it. So I'm going to pull in these little blue ones. I'm sure there's an actual name, color name on those, right? It's probably Coastal Cabana or Pool Party, but it's okay. I've used both those blue colors in here, so it will look fabulous no matter what. Pull in my take your pick and let's splash on a couple of these. I like to use multiple sizes because that's fun. Choose a big one down here this time. I used a little one on the original, so that's fun. Now, if you wanted to, on my original card, I also put one on the inside. Let's go ahead and do that too. Sequins are nice and flat, so they're not going to hurt anything. Or at least I don't think it's going to hurt anything. It just adds a fun, you know, peek when you open that up. All right, so here's the two cards, the one we made today and the one I had already previously made. See, I'm sticking to that. And then the inside. Cute, right? So I know that you guys can make this card, definitely. Now, I will show you, when this is open, you can see my mess on the back here. So you might, you know, if you were making this at home, you might get a new piece if you mess up the back side. Or you could put something else on the back to cover it. I might slide in a little piece of black and glue it to the back of it to kind of correct my mistake there. So that's part of paper crafting. We all make mistakes, and sometimes our mistakes make an even better project than we had intended. And sometimes you just got to cover up your boo-boo, right? All righty. So guys, don't forget to, if you haven't already, don't forget to sign up for the Blue Ridge Stamp and Escape. Again, we are featuring the artistically inked stamp set and die bundle. Actually, we're featuring the whole suite and throwing in some other products as well. They're going to be awesome, awesome projects. So I would hate for you guys to miss it. So if you enjoyed today's project, please be sure to share the video with your crafty friends. And if you're watching on replay on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. You guys have a fabulous, fabulous week. And I will see you next Tuesday in the studio for a little bit more paper crafting. Bye for now.